Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz, news and entertainment with a buzz. The first thing that is popping in the news, it is called "Do not take serious thing for a joke," because that joke can lead to the furthest extent, and this person losing his life. I am speaking about a man known as Martin. He is from Clarendon. Based on the information that I am getting, it seems as if Martin went out on a night drinking. He was a bit intoxicated. And a friend of his told him that he knows about a woman, a browning, that want a man to fall in love with. He then took Martin, or Martin was led to that lady, which happens to be a tranny, meaning that it is a man dressing up as a woman, meaning that not as advertised. It is said that after Martin decided that, well, he wants to impress this lady, him decides that him going to take some blow. After he got that blow, he decided that he want to explore some more. He wants to take it to the furthest extent. However, when it was all said and done, that was when the friends and persons were laughing at him and making him know, say, say, is not really a woman, that is actually a man known as Shuggy. So people, I am going to let somebody that is privy to the information explain everything in intricate details, and then I'll give my piece.
Yeah, what the first way, because you hear so then jogging drink and tell him say one girl down there start paying for there with him. Because you know him sober. Never sober. So then take this advantage of him in that time. So me understand say no that the boy is sucking hood. And him tell somebody say him know say him put in tongue. Like how the woman sucking cocky, him gonna make a woman feel good. And he knows say it's a split him put in tongue. Only if somebody a pass and say, boy, you know, she a shook it that. And he run off. And the next day must he take the prize.
Who is Shuggy?
The Batman. The Batman will live a British gate.
So them have him in the community.
And that one know. But you see for me? I should not ride. If me have riding gate long time.
So party where say them there one party at Castle?
I'm not really party, but I don't know if a club or a bar then there. I'm here, so they're spiking the cup. I don't know what the argument and people name a call. But what I personally, when I call me, call him and ask him. But you know, nobody now go admit nothing. You see a lot of people I tell him, so I tell him, say, him better make sure, say, when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, I'm not agree with my cousin there.
So,
my cousin tell somebody say he can't live with it. Even though the man name fuck him or Ray, whatever, he can't live with it. So that's why he must go joke with time.
So hold on, let me ask you a question. The man name, what the man name? Martin, right? So Martin live at Castle? And the so-called man named Shuggy live at Castle?
Yeah, but me must tell everybody know Shuggy, you know. Because one time I see the dirty beach and I see him, I drive fast. Run this away the British gate, we go on a scheme. The back road, we go on a scheme. And I saw me seeing turn up. And I said to my friends, this is a pussy named Shuggy. And a picture me seeing, and I know people don't know Shuggy. But as me I say, he have big body, brown and in dress as a woman. So Martin wouldn't know say he's a man. And so, because Martin was drunk. And me I said, they spike in drink too, like then show something in drink. We don't know the autopsy will tell if anything is in his blood. In his system.
But as a man, you know, when I fuck, when I fucking the first thing I feel I don't know, you know. Me not have blood.
No, but you know, when I say him never fuck him, then he go down a road and right down a club down there, so right down there, so it happen. Right on the roadside.
Oh, you know going on. But them saying go. But people are saying go at the house.
Lies. Lie. Them tell that message, so they lie. People they lie. You see down here, so they don't go and hear something and they take you and twist you 1 million yeah? That's what they can.
So up on the roadside, happen?
Yes, look, alright, down a club right down there, so.
Don't know this sad door. So
somebody carry down there. I know him go down there. Somebody carry man say, one brown thick girl down there, so I pay you for there with him. I remember saying intoxicated, him I go with the flow. So anybody who do him, may God help them, may God not make me know who. Because I not take my cousin that lightly. You see me did there, me never there. We just get 1 week off and there across. If me did ever there, God know. Yeah, tell you.
So him saying can't live with it. So he drink the bun.
Somebody saying can't live with it. He can't live with it. The way a person say, I know me tell me in the way a person say, he saying can't live with it.
Saying
and then me here saying go drink it, GRAMOXONE and come tell him saying drink it. And then give him this, but then couldn't find him. So by the time they came to hospital in the Friday.
Cha.
So people, you heard what that lady had to say. The man was tricked. Worse, he was under the influence. But people, that is a very serious joke. If the person knew that person was not a woman and was a man acting like a woman, a tranny, and actually brought the man, make the man bow out himself, make the man why out himself, knowing fully well that is some serious joke. And like them say, what is joke to you is dead to the next person. The person that was responsible for doing that, knowing fully well that this man was intoxicated based on the information that they also put something in her drink, they might have slipped some Molly in her drink, and decided that they were going to introduce him to the tranny. And we saw exactly what took place. So after that man did what he did, he realized after he got sober up back, after people tell him say they don't know say it's not a woman that gave you the blow, is an actual man. He decided that he could not live with himself. So therefore him drink some substance, and that substance eventually led him to losing his life. Unintentionally. However, whenever you are under the influence, and if somebody deliberately slips something in your drink that entice you to see otherwise than what is actually happening, meaning that is a man posing as a woman, people, that is some serious joke, and anybody responsible for that man going to this person and doing what he did, even though a man is responsible for his own self. And you cannot use the fact that you was drunk or under the influence of some sorts of Molly. People, shame alone would make the average Jamaican probably do that, or even take with some other people. Point blank and period.
Hey mix, hey why you not love people? I said feel love people bins. Me thank good God I tell you, nah see. The place one fix. Hey why you not love people bins? Sing.
The video that you just heard is of Chris Martin performance at the Independence celebration at the National Stadium maybe a day or so ago. And even though Jamaica was celebrating its independence, which it is not, we saw that person are always going to insert politics in everything. And based on the song, based on the performance, you realize that when Christopher Martin paused in his song, you heard the people them say, mix up Mark Golden. So people will say the politics have a place in a Jamaica, even when we are supposed to be celebrating our independence. Point blank and period.
Alright, so one more of the old fart, yeah. See one of the old wife, yeah. See one of the old wife them the Hope Road that broke down. Broke down because traffic. See that? One of the old wife them broke down. See them, yeah? Right in the middle road. Right in clad. Look on tire, look on wheel.
But this is side. How are this man? How are this?
So the next thing that is popping in the news, there's a very outspoken artist. You might have heard about her. Her name is Tanya Stevens. Tanya Stevens had a whole bunch to say as it pertains to those 100 or so school bus that was brought in by the JLP government, Darrell Vass to be specific. And it seems as if when she said what she had to say, give her opinion on the buses and why she think that it was not such a good deal. A lot of persons, especially from the JLP side, was giving her a bashing on social media. And being the type of person that she is, always defending herself, always standing up for what she believes in, more balls than a whole lot of Jamaican men out there, she retaliated. So people, I want you to take a listen, take a look at exactly what Tanya had to say. And while she's speaking, I am going to show you some videos of these same buses breaking down on the street and the next not so viable option, meaning the minibus men and the way that they operate on the street. Take a listen, take a look.
But this side say people have the right to their own outcome that they determine. People have the right to self-determination. And if you want a negative outcome, then you have the right to that too. I don't have the right to try to force a better outcome on you. So I'm learning to stop doing that. It's very hard because instinctively, I want the best for all of us, individually and collectively, especially collectively. But if we don't all want that, I don't have the right to force my standards on you. So I'm trying to stop doing that. However, when I posted the video of the bus, the school bus, and Minister Vaz came and responded in a civil manner, and I give him props because I did not think that was possible. I didn't think they're capable of it anymore because they're so toxic and they're so combative and they're so divisive. They're so warboat and warmonger and so crass and so decrepit that I did not think this was possible. So big up yourself, Daryl Vaz. If make a post the thing, the picture of me see circulating of the bus, and I post it because the back of the bus long hang off back of the wheel, the back tires, and the back of the bus going up an incline touched the road. Minister Vaz responded by saying they're testing the buses. Now let me tell you this, I failed maths. I failed high school maths in CXC. I get a 4 in a maths. But my basic geometry skills would have figured that out while the buses were in America. If you just give me the measurement of the buses and the position of the wheels, I, in my state of abject ignorance where maths concerned, me only know if I count my money, I could have told them that bus would not work on the roads that they would not work on. Why do we need to bring them here and test them to find out that they don't work? Somebody failed them. Because by whatever magic you managed to carry the magic school bus here from Jamaica, that should have been figured before it touched the road. Say it can't friggin' fit. I, in my crackheadness and dunceness, can't say it not fit. Now you have a whole heap of idiot to come on and either say, that's why they're testing it. You're stupid, and you are the reasons why we have the kind of performance we do from the police. And get this clear. Both the JNP are capable of way better than they're doing. But the reason why they will never do it is because they're not blood clot idiots. Oh no. Because nobody holds them to any standard. Oh no. Standard low. Oh no. Defend every fucker what them do. You think they're really not capable of more than the mediocre performance what them do? If you don't man it off the way them of Jamaica, you would have left them long blood clot time, you would not put up with them a half-ass fuck yeah. Every single time somebody open their mouth, what me say we're disrespectful? What me say we're blood clot disrespectful? What me say we're disrespectful? What did I say that was disrespectful? Did I say something that was disrespectful? Anybody where the Anya and I want to hear me talk, just fuck off and come off. Like, you know nobody, I mean, I know you. Me no know you, you know nobody to me. Me I know nobody to you, and you are nobody to me. Where you there? Come off. Come the fuck off. But post one picture with one actual bus. On one actual road. With the back of the bus that touch the road. Not the tires. A tires alone if you touch the road, you know. The man come and him respond to me in a one civil way. Give the devil in due. He respond in a one civil way. But he answer no. He answer no sufficient. He say I test them, I test the bus. You don't need to test the bus. One little bit with one ruler could have tell you. Could have worked out that the equation. So the bus come, first the bus buy, and then the bus come, and then the bus test, and then the bus retrofit for fit the Jamaican road. With one back, we cock off about 6 foot back of the bus. Then what you think about then if one Integra can, if one regular low Honda fit turn up one driveway without crip off the whole a back fender, how the bus with it 6 foot cock off back of it go do it?
So people, you heard exactly what Tanya Stevens had to say, giving her opinion. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. However, if an opinion is valid, if what she's saying makes sense, practical, then that opinion should be valid. People should actually think. But what I've realized, even when I spoke about this bus situation, when it just came in, I said it makes absolutely no sorts of sense to buy a left-hand vehicle for a country that drives on the left hand. It is going to impede you seeing what is coming around the corner, looking over on the opposite side. You are going to be at a very disadvantageous situation, safety-wise. Those buses are decommissioned, meaning that they are no longer good to operate in America. They have passed their useful time. So even if you refurbish them, put the door on the opposite side to facilitate the Jamaica driving side. Who would actually do that? Does that make any sort of financial sense to anybody? Like I've always said, Jamaica politicians do things for the hustle. It is never, no Jamaican politician from day one ever goes to their bed and think, what should I do to make my country and the kids and the them in the country much better? It is, what can I do to line my pockets? Get some company that is going to facilitate the robbery and the craft and the sham. And that is exactly what took place in this. It was not bang for a buck. And unless you have your head up your asses, you would not see that. And that is what Tanya Stevens is saying. And Tanya Stevens is absolutely right. She might have gone about it the wrong way or cuss out people. However, these people, you have to come down to their standard for them to agree. It does not matter what politicians do wrong. It does not matter what police do wrong. It does not matter what persons who have an agenda and cannot think for themselves, sheepish mentality do. That is how they act. That is how they respond. They don't know any other way. Like you'll see the jackasses in my comment section. So at the end of the day, even though she makes it very clear she don't like the JLP, even though I make it very clear I hate both political parties, well, hate is a strong word. I would never in my sense vote for any of these politicians. And even though it sounds dark, I would rather vote for a random goat than the PNP or the JLP. Both of them are useless, have been useless for decades. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is an update about an incident shooting that took place at the intersection of South Camp Road and Tower Street, that is downtown Kingston, Jamaica. Based on the information, it is said that Donovan Williams and his followers, they were erecting some JLP paraphernalia, flag, rete, lele, blue, blah, bling. When they came under immense fire from gunmen with all sorts of 945 M to the 16 rate to the K, them pretty much blaze up some can after them, jump back into them vehicle and then take what themselves. After the smoke cleared, a couple of shots hit a couple of the vehicles. However, nobody was shot, nobody was taken out. I want you to take a listen, take a look at exactly what Mr. Williams had to say after that episode, and then I'll give my piece.
Several men exited the vehicle, opened fire at the team. We took evasive action. The men returned to the car and sped off. Thankfully, to the best of my knowledge, no one was injured. However, a vehicle in our convoy was damaged by the gunfire. At this time, I want to appeal to our supporters to remain calm. We will not be intimidated, but I appeal for calm. The police have been informed and are actively investigating the incident.
So people, you heard what the politician had to say. Did not call any names, did not say the suspects were PNP, did not really give details, so he left it up to interpretation. Now, most persons are going to say, well, hold on a minute. JLP have put up them flag. It must be the PNP that come there and blaze it up, one cause all sorts of friction. So based on what we're seeing, it seems as if the politician, Mr. Donovan Williams, did not test the temperature in the room. Because since he's the MP from there, he should have known that there is some sorts of gang rivalry that is taking place between two factions in the area. So he would have known that, listen, maybe this is not the appropriate time. However, we say it is politics time right now, and people are putting up all sorts of political paraphernalia, tags, rete, lele, blue, blah, bling. So this is what it seems as if he was caught in the middle of. Based on what the PNP are saying, Dr. Dayton Campbell I want you to take a look to the next side of the story, and then I'll give my piece.
Our own sounding by speaking to persons within the constituencies that the matter has absolutely nothing to do with politics, and that it seems to be a flare-up of a rivalry between two gangs that are in the constituency. We would want to caution those who would want to prematurely reach to a conclusion that it is politically motivated. We do have the Jamaica Constabulary Force that has the necessary resources to investigate and ascertain what the motives or likely motives are. They have not given any report to suggest that the matter is political, and therefore no premature conclusion should be made as such. We are in a heightened political season. We come in peace. We are absolutely not interested in anything that is untoward. As I said with the billboards, that it required leadership for the two political parties to step up to the fore. I wasn't even trying to blame anyone for starting it. I just said that we needed to curtail it and act in a mature way. And it is the same thing with these incidents. We see an incident took place before where Minister Vaz said that it was political, despite the police said that it was not politically motivated. And it's a trend that is developing here with members of the Labour Party.
So people, you heard what Donovan Williams had to say. And then you heard what Dr. Dayton Campbell had to say. You hear from the JLP and the PNP. And like I've always said, there are always three sides to every story. So the JLP did not really call any name, and the PNP is saying that based on the JLP style, them like to make it seem as if any kind of conflict, any sorts of shooting, any sorts of political violence, it is instigated by the PNP. So what the PNP is doing, they are saying the JLP and the relevant authority, meaning the police, needs to get to the bottom of this. They need to file an official report and make it very clear that this is not politically motivated by the PNP. This was a conflict that has been going on that the MP should have been privy of or privy to, and he must come out and give some sorts of official apology, official statement, just as the like of the JCF, so that persons can know that this is not politically motivated and the PNP had nothing to do with it. Now, people, here's the thing. When it comes to criminal minds, them know where I go on. They would have seen that these are JLP flags. So if that side was a part of the JLP, I do not think that they would have this the order. However, you know, so in Jamaica, some of these youths, they are lone wolves. Some of these youths cannot be tamed or monitored. So therefore, they are going to do whatever they are doing, regardless if a JLP or PNP. Some just say, it did not have to be PNP badman. It did not have to be JLP badman. It could have been anybody. They just got caught in the crossfire. So the agenda of the person responsible or persons responsible is because them sister there is political friction. And them have them own war, conflict between themselves and their ops. So therefore, if them blaze up, people are not going to know exactly where it is coming from. The PNP are going to blame the JLP or vice versa. The JLP is going to be blaming the PNP. And we know that when it comes to politics, one side, JLP or PNP, is going to always be seeking political points. They are always going to be blaming each other because they're going to say a tit for tat based on what we see transpiring lately. Point blank and period.